during the mid-'70s, in order to, you've got, well, in television land, okay, and I'll make the distinction, okay, like I Love Lucy, those were being shot on movie stages, okay. Now over at KTTV, the Norman Lear, those were done in a television atmosphere. So what you have is 4 pedestals, and the director works from inside the booth with the ADs and the technical directors that are switching, and they were not anywhere near on stage. So using, and the guys were on headsets, and you've got the AD that's lining up all the shots from 1 to sometimes 300 in an evening, based on 22 minutes of actual showtime, not including your commercials. Not that we were doing some live shows at the time, but Norman Lear's stuff is continuous rolling, and then later on what they do is, what they call ISO, you're running all cameras at once, and later on what they'll do is they switch it for the live audience. Gives you a rough cut, but then when you go into editing, then you could really refine that rough cut, and that's just a rough cut. So then later on, what you do is you color correct it. Now, I never really got into that while I was doing my lighting director job over at KTTV. I didn't go into post and really didn't know that. And I'll get into that a little later. But like on the film lots, now they would have 3 dollies, and that's where they would call a 3-camera show. On the film lots, what they were doing is you'd have the director of photography line up with the dolly grip, dolly grip, speaking to the dolly grips to get the cameras from point A to point B. Same type of concept, but just a little different way, and they were shooting film. So when the two kind of merged in the mid-'80s, and so like Norman Lear, what happened is we had over at KTTV, let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8 different shows happening, 2 shows per stage, and that place was a machine. It was a factory. So you were getting a lot of time in, like I said earlier. I would be electrician 2 days a week and an LD 3 days a week. And so when I was an LD, I would have a couple of LDs on my crew, but as electricians. So it was the competition of making sure that if your show didn't look good, they would let you know about it. And that was you had to stay on top of your game, or else one of those guys would get the show. And once you got the show, you can't give up the show. So it was very competitive, but we had a really good time.